All right, my friends, we are out in the wild now looking at actual advertorial examples that I've done and other ones that I thought were good examples to show you, as well as bad examples. So we're going to take a look at the good, bad, and the ugly. All right. In fact, one of my old ones is one of the bad ones. And I'll cry a little tear a little later on for one of mine being one of the bad ones. But just to show you that where I've come from and how I've learned these things is actually doing this stuff and testing it over time. So this is one of the good ones that fits that diagram pretty closely. The only thing that's missing is the header opt-in. The reason for that is we're actually using something called a welcome mat, which is a tool by Sumo that we are kind of finding is working better. So that's something we're testing. We're also using this little thing down here, also by Sumo, called the Smart Bar. The two together is better than the headline opt-in so far. And then we have the sidebar offer. We scroll down. You've got the inline links. These are natural ways. Supplements has been shown to lower rates of insulin resistance. These all go to the same spot. And then, like I told you, this is it's a listicle, that type of advertorial, and it's just telling people what is inside. These are the things that you can eat, and you can go do all of these, or you can buy this product and get everything in one spot. So here's our powerful CTA down here. We're also citing resources for that logos. And then we've got everything else here. Oh, by the way, here's the end of post offer. So you can see the layout working here. And then, if you do these things right, your advertorials will actually get shares. People will share these things, comment them, save them, and that's how to do it correctly. So that's one of the perfect examples I can show you. Let's look at some other examples that I wouldn't say they're not perfect, but they're just different. And so this is a company, I believe their actual company name is NutriKey, and they've been using this website for a long time. I found them out when I was researching for a client. I was researching the client's competitors, and I saw a lot of ad spend going to this website. And that was actually kind of like when I first learned about this method of native ads and advertising. It was like, why on earth are they spending so much money to a blog? And then it dawned on me that it was the pre-sell. And you can see here that, claim your sample today. It goes to Peak Life, sleep aid supplements. Here's a inline link. And then they've got their powerful CTA down here. They've even got ads around here. This website, healthheadlines.com, they have a lot of really good advertorials. This is one of my all-time examples when I'm trying to teach somebody what to do right. These guys have spent hundreds of thousands, at this point probably millions of dollars, driving traffic to this site and other variations that they have. One weird trick to stay asleep all night. This is like one of those common mistakes type of angles. It's how to avoid this thing. Then we'll take a look at a listicle. And this one is written for mobile. There's no sidebar. It's just straight up and down. Lots of embed links. I think they're trying for this to not be an advertorial. I think they meant for it to actually be a real blog post. But when you actually read this thing, I call advertorial. This thing is very strongly influenced by them wanting you to buy their product. So 6 ways to build customer loyalty with great social support. All 6 ways end up being features of their software their software is a customer loyalty generating software. They tell lots of stories. They're citing lots of sources in here. Right here, Jay Bear, author of Hug Your Haters, says instead of answering some complaints once in a while, so they're using quotes, they're using actual conversations, they're telling stories about these conversations. They're doing a lot of the ethos, pathos, logos in here. And they start off with the problem of, in the past, if you made a customer unhappy, you lose the customer and maybe a few friends that they talk to also. Nowadays, if you make a customer unhappy, you lose the customer and his 6,000 Twitter followers. So they're like problem agitate, and then they start going into the solution as they go through the article. Really great job. And this is by mention.com, and then they have their offer down here at the bottom. Very good stuff. I love this example. This is a really good example of, like, for me, I would just blog this way all the time. It's valuable, it's educational, and it's going to help you make sales. Here's one by Derek Halpern, and this is a blog post, but it's also kind of an advertorial. And so this is the case study angle. How Ben and Cole earned $49,000 with their first online photography course. You can see here he's got an opt-in offer. If I click this, a little opt-in offer pops up. So instead of like an inline header opt-in, he's got it right here where you just click it and it pops up. And then as you go through, he's telling a story, so he's using the pathos version, and he's quoting sources as well, so he's got the ethos. And then if we get down here towards the bottom, he starts talking about the solution. Learn more about sales page that converts, which is his course. So the whole thing ends up going into, part of the reasons why they made so much money was they had a sales page that converts. Why don't you buy my course called Sales Page That Converts? Great advertorial here. And then here's another one. This one looks more like what most people think an advertorial is. I believe in doing it the way that Mention did it, the way that I did it over here, 7 Natural Things, also the way that Derek Halpern did it. They look like any other blog post. You legitimately could call it a blog post. It's valuable, it's educational, and it also helps sell a solution to a problem. This one, this one is gray line. I would believe the FTC would probably have a problem with this one because this right here is deceptive. You can't see it in my video screen, but I'm actually on getcomfortcube.com / a bunch of gobbledygook. So I'm not actually on Lifestyle Hub. I'm on getcomfortcube.com. And so that's a little bit deceptive, and that's like the FTC is looking for any amount of deception. If they find that you're being deceptive, that's when you're going to get in trouble. Everything else is good. Good headline, new focus gadget goes viral after early adopters report being able to focus in like a laser beam on any task. And so that the way I found this advertorial was an ad in a dictionary. Like I was looking up words while I was writing a sales letter, and this ad was in a dictionary. So probably targeting people who are, studying or, and so really matches the audience. Focus in like a laser beam. We investigate the new phenomenon to see what it does and what people claim. Here is an inline link right up at the beginning, again in the middle, and then a bunch of CTAs and proof down at the bottom. Bravo on them. One thing that, big hidden gotcha is the privacy policies. So this privacy policy just kind of pops up, and I'm not sure it talks about anything about retargeting. And, you just gotta, I don't know what they're doing. I have no relationship with this company, so it's hard for me to, make any claims. But for people who are just copy pasting privacy policies or using like free generators and stuff, that's really dangerous because it's not modified to exactly what you're doing, and that's one of that because it's technically illegal if it's not a privacy policy that's talking about the actual marketing and practices you're doing, that makes you a liability to the ad networks. And that's one of the most common reasons why people get shut down. There's so many times I hear people saying, I got shut down, but I was following all the rules. I go look at their privacy policy. They weren't talking about retargeting, but they were retargeting people. You're done. You become a liability for the ad network, and they shut you down. They don't want you as a customer. So good advertorial. I just don't like this deceptive logo up here at the top, because when I show you one of the truly illegal advertorials, you'll see why this is a big no-no. So here's one of my advertorials that was disastrous. I just made all the mistakes. So I did the listicle. And I think this one was a pretty good title, 7 protein shake recipes that taste like classic milkshakes. That's if I'm a protein shake person and I'm kind of not liking the taste of protein shakes, and you've got some recipes that make them taste like milkshakes, I'm all ears. We've got the advertisement over on the left, but then we got this what others are reading over here, so that's a distraction. The logo's all messed up. The smart bar is just a like us. There's really no shares on this thing. And then there's the links are just way too many. We're revealing the product right up front. Every single recipe. It just, when you do this with an advertorial, it just, it makes you look greedy and desperate to the visitor. And they don't want to do business with a company that's greedy and desperate. You see there's it's just overly linked. And I'm sure we were just trying really, really hard to get the clicks through before we really knew what to do. So this one, not so good. I didn't tell any stories. I didn't cite any sources. It was just, hey, here's some recipes. By the way, buy our product, 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 buy our product. Over and over and over again. So I would not repeat this mistake. What I would have done differently is I would have waited to the end to mention the product, and I probably wouldn't have mentioned it at all. I would have said, if you want to find out what protein shake I like, because it has no stimulants, no sugar, it's got MCT oil, then click here to find out which one I recommend. And then it would have taken them over to the sales page, and that would have been a lot better. And then I would have stuck to the layout also. Now, here's one of the illegal ones. It's a classic. So, you see here, the logo makes it look like it's TMZ, but any of these links, if you look down at the bottom left, all of these links, they're not going to TMZ Sports or TMZ TV. That's one of the ways you can instantly tell if you're on an illegal, and these guys are good. I mean, they really try very hard to make you believe you're actually on a news site. So one of the things is you hover over the links, and if the links are taking you to not where they're supposed to go, then you know. And this is actually on menshealthacademy.com. Sorry for if you're listening to this and this is your advertorial. So it goes on to talk about how The Rock was, he got so pumped in muscles that he was arrested. And then he goes in here and says, I told the cops, or I said the LAPD was just doing their job. I guess it wasn't the brightest idea to hand my friend a few of my Megadrox and Testadrox muscle supplements in broad daylight. So apparently this pill was doing so good for The Rock that it got him arrested. And, you can just see these things a mile away. But this is illegal for, using celebrity images to promote your product, for making your site look like somebody else's website. I mean, for numerous reasons. And with those kind of marketing practices, I wouldn't be surprised if the pill was also just full of filler and not real product. But I don't know. I've never taken the product, so. Okay, so that is the good, the bad, and the ugly of advertorials. I hope you have gleaned some good insights about what to do as well as what not to do.